You are looking at the new Innovv C5 Wi-Fi remote lens motorcycle camera system that I just installed on my GL1500 Goldwing. I mounted the camera under the front of my fairing. The aluminum cased camera is IP68 rated waterproof for use in any weather and has a 120-degree field of view. It is held in place with a plastic ring which will accept a standard camera mount screw so that pretty much any camera mount can be used. The minuscule aluminum DVR is IP65 rated against dust and water. I put it in my lockable fairing pocket. It connects via an included USB-C cable, which comes in various lengths. It too has a plastic mounting bracket. The DVR records in 1920 by 1080 HD at 30 frames per second progressive MPEG-4. The audio is mono AAC recorded at 96 kilobits per second. It can accept a micro SD card up to 128 gigabytes in size. I used a 64 gigabyte SD card, which at full resolution will allow just over 9 hours of video to be recorded, after which it will start overwriting the oldest files. The back of the DVR has a tiny microphone hole, a microphone jack to accept an external mic, a USB connector to allow the transfer of files, a small hole with a reset switch inside, and a micro SD slot. The kit also comes with a power supply, which delays turn-on of the camera for 10 seconds to avoid spikes from the starter, as well as a 10-second turn-off delay to record an accident even if power is lost. The DVR itself also has an internal rechargeable battery that allows it to wake up and record when events such as motion or impact occur, even when the bike is parked. On with the video. You'll note that the camera writes the date and time into the corner of the image, along with the user's choice of text. You'll notice that the image is tilted. I had difficulty getting the camera rotated exactly right in its clip hold. Note also that the sound is very muffled and hollow sounding, which is not at all what I expected. The previous camera I had on this bike had the DVR and microphone in the exact same place, and its sound was much better. The picture, however, is excellent. Notice how well a camera transitions between the brighter and darker areas of sun and shadow without flaring or overexposing. Freezing the image, you'll note the sharpness and detail, even when an individual frame is picked from the video. In fact, when a vehicle with a closing speed of well over 100 miles per hour is freeze-framed, we can enlarge the image and even identify its license plate. Traveling at speed, the details of the asphalt look sharp and detailed. However, zooming in, we can see considerable compression artifacts in the image. No such artifacts are visible when we come to a stop, indicating that it is the video encoder working hard to compress the motion of detailed objects that is causing the artifacts. One of the interesting features of the camera is its ability to record a clip when it detects impact. These clips are stored separately and are never overwritten. However, I found that small impacts, like this on-ramp pothole, were triggering this feature, and my camera ended up filled with these files even when the motion detection was set to its lowest setting. Nighttime footage was similarly spectacular. The low light sensitivity of the camera was excellent, with the camera picking up pretty much exactly what I could see as I was riding the bike, if not a bit more. Riding through patchy fog and pitch darkness, the camera picked up a bit of moisture in the lens, but it vanished almost instantly as soon as I exited the fog. You'll note that the camera is now tilted slightly to the right. Once again, I had quite a bit of difficulty getting it exactly right in the bracket. Bright streetlights don't cause the picture to darken, and the dim sliver of the moon is clearly visible even though my bright lights are illuminating the road ahead. Freezing the nighttime image, we see that the level of detail is definitely not as good as in daylight. Like most digital cameras, this one has lengthened its exposure time in order to collect more light, resulting in motion blur. However, when at the same stop as we saw in daylight, we can see that motion blur is not an issue, and the captured nighttime frame is just as sharp as our daytime image. Riding through urban areas at night with myriad different lighting environments shows excellent response, with the camera capably handling oncoming headlights, streetlights, and brightly lit signs. My only real complaint about the camera's nighttime performance would be a bit of lens flare, seen in the overhead streetlights, and some internal reflection in the camera's lens system, seen in the streetlights as well as in the headlights of oncoming cars. The camera is completely controlled utilizing a smartphone app, either on Android or iPhone. It connects via Wi-Fi and allows the user to change the many settings of the camera. There is no other way of controlling the camera settings, so you must either have a smartphone or be happy with the camera's default settings. The app can also be used to view recorded video files, transfer them to your phone, or even view a live image, which is helpful for getting the angle of the camera just right. The live image also transmits sound from the camera microphone. However, on my phone, the sound in the live view mode was accompanied by a loud rhythmic banging noise. Note that I had not yet removed the protective film from the camera lens when this image was taken, which is the reason for the fuzzy image quality being transmitted. Overall, I am very impressed with the Innovv C5. It is a very high quality, and importantly, the firmware and software seem to be rock solid. I experienced no crashes, lockups, or any operation other than what you would expect. The documentation is a little bit lacking, but I fully expect this will be more than compensated for by the manufacturer's forums and support. For a full, in-depth review of the Innovv C5, including installation details and pictures, visit the product review section on GoldwingDocs.com.